Alright, what's up, people? I am in Nebraska. I'm getting ready to leave out of here and go fuel, and then try to get, because I'm rolling hours, try to get as far as I can. I think I drove like 6-7 hours, about 7 hours yesterday. Left about a couple hours on the clock last night. And I'll talk about that. Let me turn this around. Oh, I think it was like that. Y'all gonna see me do a bagel here in a minute. Oh man, the kid is tired. So I'm rolling hours right now. I had storms coming out of so I picked this load up. The load was supposed to be picked up like 6. I had 6 or 4 o'clock in Ohio. By the time I dropped the other load, I was already behind the weather. I had rains coming, pretty much heavy rains pretty much from West Virginia all the way in. Rain and fog, and it kills me because I see so many truckers, fellas, and I don't know if there might be some sisters doing it too. Ladies, y'all just be rolling 70 hard, can't see crap in front of you. I be sitting there going, y'all crazy as hell. Y'all crazy as hell. I saw the guy spun out up in West Virginia in the middle lane. You saw it too. You saw he hydroplaned right off that damn highway. I don't know what they teach y'all. I really don't. And I guess the money is just that important to you that you may or may not get home. I guess. And you might want to take some other people home with Jesus with you. I have no idea. Me personally, yes, money is a factor. But you can't spend money dead. That's why I used to tell the students that came on the truck, because they... And y'all, you know, I'm gonna talk about the student thing real quick. So I'll be doing some shout outs, and one of the new subscriber, you just commented, Queen Chris the Trucker, and you were talking about your school. I'm gonna talk about that a little bit later. But you said you watched one of my videos talking about one of my students, and a lot of people think I'm a butthole trainer, and maybe I am. But I met a trainer at my terminal, and a veteran dude. We were talking, mentor. This guy had 11 students. Out of 11, he's only let one off his truck that went to, test out. All the rest of them, he exited from the truck. And he told the company, don't get him no seat. Don't get him no truck. don't give none of him a truck. So he exited. So y'all thought, 1 out of 11, that tells you. And really, you know, and again, some people think I was a butthole, but the type of company I'm with, they're butts in the seat company, okay? Their training is 3 weeks. That last dude I had on the truck, who, while he could drive, he had a lot of aggressive driving. And probably overseas, you need to drive crazy like that. That's fine. But I'm warning you about what's going on. And in one day, you had 2 drive cams. And as a matter of fact, in one day, you almost hit a car. Also, he was so pussy whipped, I'm just going to go there, that anything dealing with that woman totally blew him out. He couldn't even focus. I'm like, you know, brother couldn't focus. He was a white boy, I don't care. He couldn't focus. Like, well, damn, what is her stuff made out of? I need to know what her stuff is made out of, because it's made out of something special. And we need to have a vaccine for that crap. Yo, she got you sprung, bro. That's like some crack. Her stuff is the new crack. Woo, baby. I seen it all. Yeah, and I knew. Sad part was, I knew within the first. I was like, this is my last training, because I knew. I told him, I said, you're my last training, because I knew by the way he was driving, and I knew before he got on the truck. But anyway. And this is a dude trucker, an older guy, so he's about 10 years older than me. He's like, yeah, I came over here, retired out the military. He said, and, you know, they gave us a good little military deal. He said, I've been here long enough. Training. He also had tried a different company, too. He said, I only passed one person. And my company, I couldn't understand, because they put a sign up saying you can make up to $15,000 extra by training. I'm like, you spend really a hell of a lot more than just $15,000 a year. Well, that's because they've already taken the factor that they know that half the people getting on your truck ain't gonna pass out. Ain't gonna stay on your truck. They already know. That's why they tell you the first 50 hours. I think that first 50 hours is to see whether or not that person can drive. Einstein, yo. Einstein. Hold on. So let's go ahead. We have to do for refrigerator load. We have to turn the macro in before we head out. I'm supposed to do it twice a day. And I'm gonna ask y'all a question. I'm gonna send my job managers because I always think somebody in that office is messing around with stuff. I think somebody has fun messing with stuff. Hold on, peoples. Alright, so I'm gonna finish this off. Anyway, I gotta get out of here, but I want to do some shout outs, and then this might be a little bit of a ramble. Just a minute. We'll just do that. Alright, we'll do some shout outs. But anyway, the dude, cause I had to take care of something. The dude told me that he had gone through 11 students, and 1 out of 11, because we were talking about something, and then he was saying, he said, didn't I see you with the stuff? I was like, yeah. I said, I ain't doing it no more. He said, man, I'm leaning towards that route. He said, I've had 11 students, and out of the 11, only 1 completed with me. And all the rest of them, they either asked to get out, or I told them to get out. I was like, he said, and it's because we're butts in the seat company. They're not screening anything. Unlike I think Prime does a better, from what I can understand, they probably have a little bit better screening process, and they kind of screen you right on out the door before they get too far down the road. And so I believe that that's really what this company needs to go to, but they too much butts in the seat, and there's just a lot they need to change on how their program is. And hopefully I don't know how the other company, I've heard the other company was better with drivers. I don't know, because I'm now hearing other things about that company. I don't know, but they tend to, their drivers tend to give more positive reaction to the company we merged with. So I don't know what they're doing. This whole 3-day thing did it for me. I'm like, I'm done. It just sucks. I'm too experienced of a driver for you to tell me if I go out, I want 5 days at home. 3 days, that's right now I'm slow as hell because I'm exhausted, because I haven't really rested the way I normally rest my body, and I'm too old. So I'm looking at some other stuff. JC Elect has given me some, I'm going to be talking to his company, which would put me more local. If I could do either Texas, where my father is, because that's where I want to transition to anyway, is either Texas, or I'm looking at something in the Smokies. I want some property. I want some dirt. I want a small home. I want some, and not that I'm farming the whole land, but I want a garden. I want some dirt, and I don't want to pay a lot of money for dirt. Texas has some cheap dirt, and good cheap dirt. Anyway, let me go and get these shout outs done. YV, I have not heard from you in a while. I'm happy to see that you commented, and so I'm happy to hear you doing good. And yeah, you got to tell them, homie, because. And it's funny because the particular person that I said, that I was talking about in the last video, as far as not the young lady who passed away, but the particular person, he came back with a lot of excuses. Well, it was backed up traffic. It was this, they weren't driving the truck, you were driving the truck. We have to take ownership for our stuff. And, there's stuff, like I'm honest, I was so tired one night, I almost took out a fuel outlet at Love's. Didn't even realize I was that close to the thing, and I eked out of there. How I got that thing out of there without taking out that, I was that tired. So I have to take ownership for that. I really do. And we learn lessons. I ain't gonna tell you I'm perfect out here, because I've had to learn some lessons and what I call close calls. I've been on the road where I've gotten real tired, and all of a sudden parts of the road missed. That means I need to get off the road, and that's why the other day I was like looking for something to get off the road ASAP, because nobody else is driving that truck. I'm driving this truck. So yeah, I do have to tell them sometimes, and people want to make excuses. One of the biggest things is, truckers, please take ownership for your stuff. Take ownership on how you drive in these trucks. Stop making excuses for the folks around you. When we drive, unfortunately, we drive with some buttholes out here, not only truckers, but four-wheelers. And we have to, I hate to say it, we almost like stunt artists sometimes out here on this freeway. And you have to, you have to almost be a mind reader as to what people are doing. It just really does. Truckers riding up on each other's butts, I don't understand. That's some new crap. It's so weird to me. And I'm not talking about rush hour bumper to bumper traffic. I'm talking about you going 65 miles an hour riding up. And I have a friend of mine. I love you, Joe. I do. But my friend Joe, he rides like that and I'm like sitting there holding him like, It's like, bro, you need not do that, because if that person stops in an emergency, you just ended your life and possibly the life of them in that car, because there's no way in hell, even in a little car, you can slow down at certain speeds within a certain amount of time. No way. But there's this new aggression with how people drive on the freeway that's just mind blowing to me. Anyway, Arch Media OP, thank you for subscribing. Black Saint, bro, what's up? I'm still supposed to hit you up. I said I gotta find out where your email is. Hit me up with your email again. I still want to hit you up, and then we're gonna talk. I'm probably just gonna give you my number, and we can talk, because I got questions for you. I'm looking at a couple of companies right now. I don't know. I'm leaning towards a lease purchase, but one of my concerns is I want to have enough money saved up in case something happens. Because like one of my homeboys on the 411, he had somebody actually hit his truck at a truck stop. I'm gonna talk about that, people. When you park your truck, okay, this is a segue, and I'm gonna get back to the shout outs. Black Saint, though, we're gonna talk though. When you park your truck, okay, do me a favor, don't park on the ends. I'm gonna help you out, okay? People don't just have to back into you. If a trucker is tired, it could be an experienced driver, but mostly inexperienced drivers do this. When they're tired, or if they're not paying attention, as soon as they turn the corner, if you on the end and they ain't pulled around enough to give enough jack for the swing of the trailer, they're going to take part of your front end out. I've seen it happen, okay? That happened to one of my truckers. Now, he said he wasn't parked on the end, but I'm like, bro, how did he hit you if you wasn't parked on the end? I don't know. I love you, but I don't know. But that don't sound right. You parked on the end. Because it's very rare. Turn the corner. It took out the front of your truck. You parked on the end, homeboy. Don't. They parked on the end. There was a place where I have handy sticker, right? I had my handy sticker. It was right on the end of the Pilot. And I was watching the trailer. I'm like, oh, hell no. I got out that spot. I was like, hell, if I have to limp across here with my cane, me and the cane going with the jacked up knee and ankle. So, yeah, park on the end. Don't park on the end. Don't do that. It's bad. Unless you want to get hit. So you may just want to park in the back of the truck stop until something opens up in the morning and move closer. But like I said, you should be able to have what you need on this truck, from a pee bottle to poopies to everything you need to do at night, especially now with the cray-crays out here. Yeah, but Black Saint, I'll be talking to you, because Black Saint has bought like 3 trucks, and we're gonna talk. Maya B, thank you for subscribing. Guns and Butter, I'm gonna be coming back to you, but thank you for being on here, and I think you subscribed too. We're gonna be talking. I'm gonna talk about your comment, because I liked your comment. Lou Hawk, thank you, homie, for joining. Jaquita, I hope I'm saying you right. Jackie girl, what's up? Happy you're back on. Hope all is good with you. I don't know if you're back out here rolling yet. I know you were dealing with the grandson issue. Music Queen 12, ma'am, thank you for joining. John Broadnex 98, thank you for joining. Queen Chris the Trucker, I like the K-U-E-E-N, mama. I like that little twist on it. Okay. Queen, understand you are with KLLM going through their training. I don't know about their training school, but I've never heard anything bad about their training school. I do know that KLLM, I used to watch Freddie Jordan a lot. I like Freddie Jordan, if y'all know who he is. He's not in trucking anymore because he got sick and he had to get out the industry. So he did, based on some health stuff. And then he ended up, I think he's doing something technical when he finished college or something like that. He's a veteran. But his whole videos are on there, and he has some really good videos. I'm also attaching him on Facebook. I really enjoyed Freddie Jordan. He never said anything bad about KLM. As a fact, he was an independent lease purchase person, and he was, I love his positivity. Freddie he just come on with his music and be grooving, and then he would just get into talking about some trucker news and stuff like that. Informative, cool cat. I liked him. He even, still on Facebook, he still talks to truckers, and I really like that about him. Always just a positive cat, just really, really positive. But yeah, he was KLM. I don't know anything about their trucking school. But I'm happy it's working for you. You had some really good positive things. She put some comments positive about the trucking school on a former video. So thank you for watching, and I think you subscribed. But thank you. So, but I'm happy, and she will be testing out here. I think she said on 25th. So much success to you. Also, please watch the videos. There's a lot of ladies right now putting up a lot of good comment, especially with the young lady who passed away from your company, who had that incident in Mardi Gras truck stop that we've all been talking about. I think Carmisha is the name, but she's 25-year-old. 25-year-old. She was KLLM. So please, mama, you coming in this industry, watch those videos. Hopefully you get a good female mentor who can give you some good safety tips out here. And there's a lot of women on here from like Keeping It 100 talks about the portable loo. I already had the bucket, but I was using the regular toilet seat. I didn't know about the portable loo top. I found that. I was like, oh, that's even better because it's I like that it's compact. It folds up. Yeah, we're going to work that out. And it fits exactly on the bucket. So we talk about, things that sometimes people don't want to tell you about it. The not so romantic side of trucking. Be very cautious. But yeah, please definitely look at the videos talking about safety, especially if you ladies are new coming into the industry. I don't care what your lifestyle is. I don't care what your lifestyle choices are. What I care about is that you don't go home to Jesus before you talk to Jesus before your time. I don't know what side of the coin you're going to be on, heaven or hell, but, before your time, go on and live whatever life God has allowed for you to live on this planet. And, and that you don't come to an end such as this young lady did. So there's ways to preferably avoid that, okay? And again, prayers for her family. Lord, yes, prayers for her family. And prayerfully they find this butthole or buttholes who did this. It's still messing me up. And the more I'm playing through my mind, the baby was targeted. They stole her phone to give her no way to communicate. The baby was targeted. And I'm not, Anywho, but congratulations on your trucking school. And you going out on 25th. Let us know. Please comment. Let me know how you did. So you can always comment to me and let me know how you did. So happy about that. Guns and butter. I want to talk real quick on your comment, and then I got to get rolling up the road here. So Guns and Butter, he has said, and thank you for watching. Guns and Butter hit me up on here, and he said that he did not know about the park on the side of the road, and if somebody hit your truck, that it's your fault. So I'm going to say this. Most of the time, anything in trucking is usually your fault. It really is. But there are things that are blatant. So if you work, like I worked for a company, Pride Transport out of Utah, back when I was working for them, the guys, they told us that we believe you chain up to get through. If a company tells you that, be done with them, okay? I don't know if that's still their philosophy now that they're a bigger company and not as small as they were when I was with them, for the minute I was with them. But I already knew I don't chain, okay? I've chained a truck once in my whole career. I've chained a truck once when I first started out. Me and my trainer had to chain a truck. I do not chain to get through situations. I do not. I do not chain to go. You chain to get out of a situation, meaning you got in a situation you didn't know it was going to be. You had some freak-ass storm. You didn't know, and next thing you know, you're on the road and you have to chain to get out. But if you watching your weather, you should be able to avoid a lot of that drama right up front, okay? I don't know if y'all remember the Houston flood that happened, the storm that happened in Houston, and that black trucker, the older man, they had to pull out the truck. He did not know what he was driving into. So I'm going to say this to you. Part of your job as a professional truck driver is to pay attention to weather conditions. I set a day over here in Iowa, at Walcott, Iowa 80, okay? I did my laundry, I took a shower. When I came out, one of the things they have mounted is the television showing you the weather. They showed a tornado path, or a path of freakish storms going from Nebraska up into Iowa, and they were saying it was tornado warnings. Well, where am I headed to? I'm headed into Nebraska. I'm going to have to go to Utah. So I'm going through Nebraska. I'm in Iowa. I'm in the state with the tornadoes. Okay? I sent them a message the next day and said, I said here. And you can feel the winds. I have 43 or 42,000 pounds in the box, right? I feel the winds doing this to the truck. Now, I'm not driving that. I stay right there. Your load will get there. Like I said, I'm not trying to see Jesus early, and I'm not trying to send nobody else home. It's going to get there safely, and so am I. It's just like when they were sending me up on the East Coast. I sat for a whole day. I did a reset, but I sat for a whole day. And I sat for a whole day. I sat for like a day, day and a half. I drove up far enough. I was in Ohio. And I was going to Maryland. Maryland? Maryland. Yeah, Maryland. I'm going to Maryland. Okay? Sat for a day. Yes, I did. I waited to find out what was going to go with the hurricane because you had several news models. You had some that's saying it's hitting the Carolinas and it's going to go up and it's going to come further in and it's going to go up along the eastern coast. So it was talking about Virginia. Well, Maryland's just above Virginia, right? I know how far that was going, but I wasn't driving into that. And I told her, I sent a message way before. I'm telling you, I'm not driving into that. Okay, I'm not. So my other problem was they tell us, oh, we're going to tell you about the weather. And they did not mention one thing on the Qualcomm until the day of the storm about the hurricane. So they sending you up in there where you might be stuck like Chuck, because if you get in there like whatever and then the storm done hit and the truck is stuck, that's what I tell you, it's time for me to go. Because y'all BS. Y'all playing safety. Y'all ain't truly about it. Okay? Also, a company who's about safety, they will bonus you on safety. That's one thing. And I will give that much to one of the companies I was with. They will give you like a couple $100 if you told them, hey, this situation, this was going on, this was just announced on the news, I'm not going through there. They'll say, here's $100 for being safe. Because what they're doing is saying, we want you to make safe choices. Not a lot of companies do that. And that tells you the companies that really don't care. It's mouth movement. There's no feet to the words, okay? But back to you, guns and butter. So let me kind of tell you what's up. If you chain your truck, okay? You chain the truck, you drive. I'm just gonna give you some examples. You chain your truck, you getting through safely. Bobby Joe in the car behind you slides into your trailer and dies. And you got chains on that truck, automatically it's your fault. No ifs, ands, or buts. Because what DOT is going to say is, you should not have been there. You should have been parked somewhere because the conditions weren't good for you to be in. A, you had to chain. B, you're in inclement weather. You're done. You're done. And they die under that truck, automatically manslaughter. And it's automatically on you, and your CDL is gone, and you're going to prison for a minute. Okay? I told you, people romanticize this, but there's some real crap that we don't talk about. So you make good choices. That's why I see these people flying down here on the fire plant with the water on the road. 35, 45 miles an hour. Flip me off, honk at me, and I just honk back, keep rolling. You will not intimidate me, because at the end of the day, you might be the one in the ditch. Look, the turtle will get up to the turtle gonna cross the race line. I'm gonna cross the race line. It's gonna get there. It might not get there maybe as fast as you going. Hell, as fast as you going, it might not get there at all. It might be turned over and spread all over the freeway. I'm just saying. Okay? I ain't seen how this is loaded. It was sealed. I don't know if this is top heavy. I don't know how this is loaded. I don't know if it's loaded properly. It could shift. With water on the road, I don't know. So I drive and assume it's not loaded top heavy. So that's the way I drive. I drive what I sense is going on in the trailer. Okay. Also, you don't know, my company, they maintenance of their trailers and stuff is crap. So you don't even know if I'm driving a certain way. Like, look how he pulling in here. He pulling in way too fast in a parking lot. You don't know if there's a baby that'll run out. You don't know nothing. Swinging in here. Now, I don't know if you got to pee, whatever you got to do. I'm in a rest area. And this is a good example. I did not get off this truck last night. I came to a rest area. I tinkled in my cup. I think it's a trucking rest area. I tinkled in my cup. And I'll pour it out when I get to some grass. Right now, I'm in the back. I ain't even getting out to pour it out. I ain't even getting out to walk up here to the grass. I'm going to drive up here to the Love's. I'll find the grassy spot and pour it out there. A dirt spot and pour it out there. Yes, I will. Yeah, no. But I'm 49 minutes from the truck stop. You, please hear me, people. A lot of times it's important to get somewhere, but how you get there and getting there is the most important. When you pull in the trucking companies don't tell you everything. There's stuff you just really have to learn on your own. If you pull over here, and so if you read, and like a trucker pulls over on the side of the freeway, and if it's not an emergency, don't park on that freeway for your 30-minute break. Don't park on the off-ramps. There are certain companies that tell you, they ask other truckers in their company to report trucks parked on the off-ramps because they don't want, there's stuff that can happen that's bad. And if somebody not paying attention, especially with these people now texting and driving, and they ain't paying attention and they run into your truck, it's really their fault. They ran into you. But if you parked on the side of the freeway, you don't have an emergency, you don't have your triangles out, and they hit that truck, it's your fault. And if they die, it's your fault. And it can be the loss of your license. Even they hit you. If you can, I'm gonna see if I can find the one on Warner. And this was one that he wasn't inclement weather. He was on the other side of the freeway driving. It's on our 411 page. I'll see if I can find a link. He was on the other side of the freeway driving, and there was a family. So he's going north supposedly. I'm just gonna say they going south. So they're on the opposite side of the freeway. Something happened. They spun out, came across the freeway, and hit the truck. I believe one of them died, and I believe the other one, somebody's handicapped, I believe. I can't remember now, but I just remember parts of the story. But what I do remember is that Warner has paid out the behind to these people. That driver, I believe, is going to jail for manslaughter, if I'm correct. If the person died, I'm pretty sure of it. And they lost their CDL. And Warner is apologizing up the butt because what did they say? It was inclement weather. You shouldn't have been there. Even though he didn't come across the freeway. And I do have a problem with that. I have a huge problem with that. You didn't control your vehicle. I'm safely maintaining this vehicle in inclement weather, but it's my fault. I don't agree. I just don't agree. But because that is the way the game is played, you got to play the game to your advantage. So, like, I have one trucker. He's a trainer at my company, and we're on the same, his driver manager, my driver, we're the same. He told me as soon as it snows, the truck gets parked. As soon as it starts snowing, he parks the truck. He said because as soon as he found out that if somebody hits his truck and there's snow on the ground, it's his fault and he's going to prison, he just parks the truck. He tell the company, inclement weather, we're parked. We'll drive when it's safe to do so. He don't jack with it. Do we know? Nope. And they send me to the East Coast. I go slow as hell because I don't like the East Coast. And I also know I got low bridges. I got crazy drivers. I got tons of constructions up on the East Coast. I told y'all that the East Coast is not my thing. Can I drive it? Absolutely. But see, they little favorite drivers, they make sure they don't get loads going up there. Oh, okay. You can do that if you want to. I'll tell you it's going to be there late. That's exactly how I do. It's going to get there when it gets there. And you send me in inclement weather, this truck get parked. I'm not moving this. I'm for my own safety. Give a damn about that load on the back. For my own safety. I'm not driving into that. You know, this old man, he drove into this inclement weather, and they sitting up there, he getting his backpack, crawling out, water in his cab, waiting for them to come rescue him out the... No, he should have had news from his company that storm was coming. You knew that storm was coming days before. It's like they sent us up there, and there's people driving up because these babies with this new starter, they don't know no better. They don't even know how to check. They don't check the weather. I got alerts through CDL groups on there. I got like a black female CDL group. This lady was put up alerts on that hurricane all day long. I was like, I loved her. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. So, yes, if somebody hits you and you're parked on the side of the road, I know especially if it's not an emergency, meaning you done broke down. But if you park there to piss in a cup, to take your 30-minute break, whether it's the off-ramp, even if it says like 2-hour parking, emergency parking, 2-hour minimum, don't park there. Don't. Because they hit you, all of a sudden it's your fault. Go on and find you a place to park at and park that truck. And what they're going to say is, I ran out of hours, you know what they're going to say? You didn't properly trip plan. That's what they're going to tell you. Yeah. I'm just telling you. I know how it works. I know, and like they had a guy, he went over his hours and he was trying to get somewhere. Stopped, everything perfect. A drunk driver hit him. CDL gone. That's the company I'm with. Drunk driver hit him. Guy was drunk to hit him. Ran into his truck, died. They sued the company, and he's in prison in Arizona. Yeah, in Arizona. And he lost CDL. Even though, because if your hours are gone, y'all don't do that. I'm telling you, don't do it. Don't. Go on and park the truck. So yeah, they parking on the side of the freeway, parking on the off ramps, anywhere that a car could hit you, it's gonna automatically be your fault if they hit you. Especially if you're not broke down. And if you broke down, you need to get them triangles out to show you broke down. Hazards don't do everything they tell you to do. And then how that will work if somebody hits you that way, I can't answer that question. I'm going to presume it may not be your fault, but then knowing DOT, what they're going to say is you didn't pre-trip the truck properly, and you should have known you was going to break down. It's crazy as hell, y'all. I'm just saying. It's crazy as hell. I'm just saying. They're going to make it. It's always the trucker's fault. It just honestly is. It's sad, but that's the truth. That's the truth. Anyway, I'm going to go get some fuel and some breakfast. Y'all be blessed. And thank you for joining the channel. I think I covered everybody. I think I covered everybody. I'm going to make sure. I got Arch Media. Yep. I covered y'all. So thank you for joining. There's been no further word that I know of on that, on the female trucker. There's a lot of good content out. DeeBoy Stance did a video on it, and she has a perspective that I didn't even think of. Like me though, she thinks it might be a hate crime, just by how brutal the undertones of what they're saying, because they wouldn't let the mama look at the body. So, there's undertones of hate crime, but she thinks it's because the girl might have been, an alternative lifestyle. I don't know. I know that I think Nick and Carla also did a video on it. I just watched a little bit of theirs. That just really talked about weapons on the truck, like having a gun, so forth. That's another thing I thought was actually a good point that they brought out, that it's usually trucking companies who have the no weapons on the truck method, and that's a policy of the trucking company. Do you break trucking policy for your own safety? And that is a good question. Because there are truckers out here who are carrying guns. I got some on my Facebook groups that are packing, okay, for their own safety. I know that there's ladies who carry certain types of tasers. I know my company, they had 2 drivers get into it at a fuel aisle, and this dude punched this lady. It's on YouTube. He punched her at the fuel aisle. Now, to me, my company needs to terminate him, okay? The dude needs to be terminated. But also, you have to understand, the lady walked back to her truck. I'll probably be a different person. I'll probably be dead. Because I'm going to go back to my truck and I'm going to get a hammer. I'm going to try to check you up. But you also understand, those type of weapons can be turned back around you. Hammers and tire thumpers. However, a gun, if you aim right, they just decided they want to see Jesus. You step up on that truck, and the person who has a gun on the truck say, okay, it's like stepping in my home. I believe that when you step in somebody's home and you ain't supposed to be there, and you done broke in to cause harm, then I believe that person has the right to send you on home and let you talk to Jesus and have your judgment day, and he can decide where you going, heaven or hell, and you need to go and have your conversation. It's a hard call, because I'm going to be honest, as a woman out here, I wouldn't mind being able to carry a gun on here. I actually don't have a problem. As long as, I think, and it's funny, this is actually a good subject. I think as long as you can pass a psychological test, take a concealed carry class, like, in your state, I believe that truckers should be able to have weaponry on here. It's too much going on. There's too many weird people. But I also think that helps to screen out some of the cuckoos in trucking. It just would. Yeah, I don't have a problem with it. I don't. That's just my personal opinion. Anyway, y'all, be blessed. It's 29 minutes. And thank you again to all new subscribers. Black Saint, I'm going to be hooking up with you. I'm gonna have to look and see if I still have your email, and I'm gonna shoot you my number, and then we'll have to sit down and chit chat, because I'm trying to make those decisions as to the lease purchase, but at the same time, I'm looking at the fact I would like to have a little more money put away, because it's like one of my homeboys, Shy, he's down right now with truck issues. Lease purchased brand new truck, but somebody, hey, they hit him, so he's having some minor stuff fixed on his truck. But now he's had to pay out of pocket for hotel stay, and it set him back further. But once you start getting through your savings, now you're sitting in some strange state, and you ain't got no place to stay. You ain't got no family there. Or do you have to catch a bus, go home, stay with family, or plane, then come back, get your truck from whatever state it's in, being repaired? That's all expenses. And so, I'm looking at that. So it's kind of good, and I'm sad for what happened to him, but listening to his story has made me be aware that you really need to have a good cushion if you're going to do lease purchase, because once you do lease purchase, there is no company's going to take care of your hotel stay if the truck break down, somebody hits you, or get you into another truck. His company doesn't do the loaner program. Some companies do loaner programs. There's questions you should ask. So I'm going to do a video on that too, because I've been sitting there and putting together questions to ask about lease purchase programs, and now that he's running this issue, it gave me additional questions to ask. I'm going to do a video on that. Anyway, y'all, 2 and 2, be blessed.